What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jordan and I'm a second year medical student in the state of New Jersey. So today is Monday after school. I think it is our 5th week of our current block, which is GI. This course has already been flying by. We only have 3 weeks left, and then we just have one more class for preclinical. Had a bit of an exciting weekend. It was one of my classmates' birthdays, so we went over to her house and celebrated. Beforehand, a lot of them went to Six Flags, but I skipped out on that just because I had so much work to do, but I did go over afterwards for the party. It was great. There was like 20 of us. She lives sort of in central South Jersey, so it was nice to go down there because that's where I'm going to be moving in a few months. Her dad is actually a doctor at one of the bigger hospitals that I will likely have multiple rotations at. He's an interventional radiologist, so not one of our core clerkships, but hopefully I'll be able to see him around. So yeah, really just went over, hung out, had some food. It was a really nice, relaxing time. And yesterday, Sunday, pretty sure I just studied all day and did a bunch of research. I have to sort of get ahead on my work because of something that's coming up later in the week. Alright, it is now Friday and I wanted to check in and let you know how the week has gone. So Tuesday was a pretty relaxed day. We have this course called Human Dimensions where we learn about things that are very important to being a doctor but aren't necessarily science related. Since we are in our GI unit, a lot of the content in that class has been around nutrition. Last week we had a virtual lecture that was just teaching about nutrition in general, how we can talk to our patients about nutrition, talking about all the different disease processes that are impacted by food. So a lot of really important and interesting stuff. And then this Tuesday we had another virtual session which was called our Teaching Kitchen. And essentially it was like a virtual cooking class. I think the point of it is to show us how it can be very easy and fast to make a healthy and nutritious meal. One, for our own benefit, and also so we're better able to counsel our patients on that topic. So that was Tuesday, just had like that virtual session for like an hour, and then right after that I had to run to a meeting. I'm one of the student leaders for our sports medicine interest groups, so we were putting on an intro to sports medicine event because all of the new M1s are here. Want to teach them about sports medicine and why it is one of the most exciting fields in medicine. We had the faculty leader of our club come and give a talk. He's a primary care sports medicine physician who first specialized in family medicine and then did a sports medicine fellowship on top of that. You can get into sports medicine from so many different routes. I think the most common for primary care would be family medicine, but you can also do internal medicine, emergency medicine, pediatrics, PM&R, and I think now there are some neurology programs that have sort of sports medicine specific fellowships. So those are all the specialties for sort of primary care or non-surgical sports medicine doctors. And then if you want to be a surgical sports medicine doctor, you would have to complete a orthopedic surgery residency first. So we just sort of went over what sports medicine is, talked about how diverse of a field it is because of how many different specialties feed into it, and then some of the cool things you can do being a sports medicine physician. The doctor that was giving a talk covers a lot of the football games here locally, so I've been able to shadow him on the sidelines last year, and I'll definitely do it again this year. But he has also covered some really big events. He's been the team doctor for the U.S. women's beach soccer team. So recently, I think he traveled to Mexico. I think they were supposed to go to Bali, but that was canceled. But he'll be traveling with them to Dubai in the next few months. And then he's also traveling with the deaf national soccer team to Malaysia in a few weeks. So he's able to do some really cool stuff because of sports medicine. In terms of class this week, we are getting to a lot more clinical things, which is a breath of fresh air after our first few weeks. A lot of the content in the first 2 or 3 weeks was super biochem heavy, which is just not my favorite topic. But this week has been a lot better. Monday we had a session on liver function tests, which are super important, and how you can get an idea of what specific liver pathology is going on based on sort of the ratios between different liver function tests. Today we had a team-based learning session on jaundice in a newborn, so that was also very informative. People always say once you get in your clinical rotations, everything changes once you get to peds because all the normal values are different. Their physiology is just very different from adults. So the fact that we had a session just focused on jaundice in a newborn specifically was really helpful to tease out the differences between pediatric, and adult jaundice. We had a few sessions on gut motility, so we went in depth about how the GI tract works, how it moves things from one area to another, all the different diseases that can go wrong along that pathway. We had a session on fatty liver disease and cirrhosis, which are some very serious diseases and things that are becoming more prevalent, so it's very likely we will see that on our clinical rotations. And then earlier today, we had a session on bowel ischemia and obstruction, which is also a super important topic, especially for our surgery rotation. The talk was actually given by the program director for our general surgery residency. So really important topic, and I was trying to take notes on the side to look back on right before I start my surgery rotation, so I know the key things to look out for if a patient does have an obstruction or ischemia. So today is Friday. Later today, I'm going out to dinner with a classmate and her boyfriend. And then tomorrow, I'm actually going to the beach. That is why earlier in the video, I said I had to sort of get ahead on my work, is because I knew I was going to the beach this weekend. Another one of my classmates' families rented a house for the week, so me, Mackenzie, and another classmate are gonna go down there for the day. So I'm very excited for that. Alright, so it is Sunday, just got back from the beach, pretty exhausted, but I had a great weekend. So Saturday morning, tried to get up and leave as early as we could. We were a little delayed with having to get gas and all that, but by 8 we were on the road. Weekend beach traffic in New Jersey can be terrible, but it only took us about 2 hours to get there, which really wasn't that bad. We went to Long Beach Island, which I have never been to before. A friend we were visiting, his family had been going there for years, so I was excited to see what it was like. Honestly, it reminded me a lot of Ocean City in Maryland. Ocean City has all these huge condo buildings, but none of that here. It was a little bit more low-key, but a similar beach town vibe. So after we got there, we just went to the beach for a little bit and then went and grabbed some lunch, went back to the beach, and then we went to go watch the sunset, which was beautiful. Something pretty crazy that was going on that weekend was, I'm pretty sure Taylor Swift was there, like right in that area. My friend's mom said that they heard that she was at some wedding with some other celebrities, Bruce Springsteen. And when we were going to watch the sunset, we were just like, why are there so many cops out? Like, they were blocking off every single street. Definitely could tell that something big was going on. And then when we were walking back, there was just like crowds of people starting to line up and just waiting right up against the cop cars and cones and stuff. So we stopped for a second just to see what was going on, and people were saying that Taylor Swift was there. So who knows if that was true or if those people were actually able to see her, but we were like, all right, it's getting late. We're just gonna go home. So after that, just made some dinner, and then we actually went back to the beach at night for shark fishing. Our friend whose beach house it was is very big into fishing, and one of the big reasons for us going to the beach was so we could all go shark fishing together. He had this giant 12-foot long fishing pole and a bunch of gear, so we went out to the beach and set up. Sharks and other bigger sea animals like skate are nocturnal feeders apparently, so that's why you go at night. So we just set up and pretty much just relaxed on the beach. Fishing can be a lot of waiting, especially this kind of fishing. He just cast it out as far as he could and just stuck the pole in the sand and was just sitting there until something tugged on it. We did get one bite very early on, but it snapped the line, which means it was a very big fish or shark. because he said the line could catch something that was like 180 pounds. But unfortunately after that didn't really have any success. But it was still nice to just sit out there on the beach at night. I've never really done that before. And it was a clear night, so you could see all of the different stars. Something that we're not able to see around school because we're so close to New York City. There's too much light pollution. So we just kind of sat there, read, and then a lot of us ended up falling asleep. So we were done around 1 a.m. and then we went back up to the house. So that was a really cool experience I've never had before. I'm sure he'll be able to drag us out there again to go shark fishing, and hopefully we can actually catch something. So today's Sunday, got up, I went on my long run because I just wanted to get it over with. I had no idea how long we were gonna stay there today. So that was the first thing. I just went out by myself, did 6 miles. While Mackenzie went and just sat on the beach and read. As soon as my run was done, I went on the beach and jumped in the water, and that was such a great experience. Very refreshing to get into the ocean after running that many miles. And then after that, just went and got some breakfast and then came home. We got back around like 2, I think, and we've just been working since then. So all in all, very good week, very good weekend. We've only got 2 more weeks of content for this class before our exam. So things are really wrapping up. We're learning about some very cool things this week, like inflammatory bowel disease, irritable bowel syndrome. We're learning about celiac disease. So once again, a lot of common GI things that we will definitely see in our careers. All right, well, that is going to do it for today's video. If you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like below and subscribe if you want to see videos like this in the future. Thanks, and I will see you in the next one.